Welcome to SmartLab. Welcome to Smart Africa Group. It's wonderful seeing you. Some of the founders, some of them I know, and today is a good day because I'm going to learn and actually get to be introduced to some of them. So welcome to another series of Founder2Founder, a platform that SmartLab has, the SmartLab events department has always had. We have two types of events in the SmartLab events department. We have the corporate unwinds and the Founder2Founder. Founder2Founder being a platform that we curated it for founders, you see. The fact that we needed an area where we can network, get to discuss certain topics and themes that are actually crucial in our areas, in our ecosystem. So this platform is actually based in that setup. And we have several Founder2Founders, and going forward, we're going to have each quarter, we're going to have at least one Founder2Founder, and it won't be necessarily situated here. We'll have different areas where we'll be meeting up and having different discussions. Today, we're speaking about the team, and I was just looking at the theme of today, harnessing team power, and I realized there's a lot of potential with the team. It's one of the fundamental pillars of any startup success. This, I think, we all know, not just a startup, even as an SME, we all know that having the proper team is one of the fundamental pillars of success. We need to know the ingredients of success. When we speak of that, we speak of collaborations, the collective skills the team has. It's also an opportunity. Have you ever noticed some investors look at what team is backing you up as a founder? So this is actually a platform today where you want to discuss what's behind the team, what's the potential of a team, how do you create teams, and if then the team is also a part of if you have a grand scheme, a good idea, groundbreaking idea, you also need a team behind it. Then today is the day that we are going to have a very good session, and the good thing is we're going to have a panel discussion, but you're allowed to ask questions. We're allowed to learn. After that, we'll network, have some drinks and some bites, and still network. Networking is the key. Network. Yes, karibu sana. Let me introduce to you Howard. By the way, my name is Larry, for those who do not know me. My name is Larry Ayo. I'm the director of SmartLab. And let me introduce to you Howard, our moderator. She's also the head and the director of SmartKnowledge. If anyone has heard of SmartKnowledge, I think she's going to say a bit of what she does. And then let me give it to her. How will take the rest of the time, but mimi nawakaribisha sana. Karibuni sana.
Hello, everyone. So, as you kind of heard a little bit from me, I am Hao Bakatundu, the business director for SmartKnowledge, and I am pleased to be here today. And I cannot wait to see and share with every one of you what we have in store, but also get a bit of input from everyone who has a startup, but also understanding how each and every one of us is able to harness the importance of teams in their respective startups. Welcome. And I think it's about time we start that amazing session, the panel session. I will be calling our panelists. Our very first panelist, now this guy, very interesting guy, he fell in love with the process of nurturing businesses to their full potential through wholesale and retail affair. He is a business administration major who has a blend of practical experience in starting over 13 different businesses. That means he has become, I can see unbeatable when it comes to handling resources within any and every organization he can get his hands on. Ladies and gentlemen, the Chief Strategy Officer from Smart Darasa, Kisoluka Aginewe. Welcome. So our second panelist, now this guy, he dedicated himself to solving Africa's learning challenges through an award-winning application. Now, this is a mobile application, and then it won awards, so you can imagine. He is driven by commitment to provide affordable education. His mobile application raised substantial funding and won grants and awards from prestigious organizations. Here we're talking about Google for Startups in Africa and even Tony Elumelu Foundation. Please welcome the CEO and co-founder of SmartLab, Adam Duma. Our third panelist, she uses the power of innovation and engagement to serve the global community, not local, global, meaning going everywhere, basically. And she's the Social Innovation Advisor for the Digital Opportunity Trust Tanzania. She works with businesses to build processes and improve efficiency. She is the founder of a platform that upskills youth to gain employability skills and match employers to top talents. Our esteemed invites, I would like to welcome Lilian Sekelela, the founder and CEO of Niajili Platform. The last panelist is dedicated to creating effective and productive workplaces by integrating diverse talents and fostering culture of growth and development. She has held key roles in various reputable organizations, attaining insights into different industries and becoming unstoppable in human resource management. Now, with her passion for people, dedication to excellence, and commitment to cultivating talent in the HR industry, I think we would all agree we have no option but to follow her lead when it comes to everything HR consulting. Welcome to the stage, Gloria Mwansele, co-founder of Ubuntu Impact Limited. I think given the very amazing introduction, we would all like to hear a little bit from each and every one of our panelists before we start with the Q&A questions. Welcome.
Thank you for that amazing introduction. As said, I'm Kusiluka from Smart Darasa, and we help students understand STEM subjects practically, very easy and very fun, utilizing 2D, 3D, and augmented reality technology. I'm very honored to be at this stage and seeing you all. Thank you. My name is Adam Duma. I'm a co-founder of SmartLab, and 4 years ago, me and my co-founder, we make a dedication and a decision which you are proud today, like building a technology which solve a problem, academic challenges as a problem in Africa for 700 million youth by 2040, and and build an inclusive economy for every teacher in Africa, together with making education easily accessible and affordable, which is a bigger problem. Yeah, so that is me. Yeah, thank you.
Hello, everyone. Is it only lugha ya Uingereza ama tunaweza tukapiga na Kiswahili? Asante, shukran. Kwa jina naitwa Lilian Sekelela Madeje. I'm the founder of Niajili Platform. Niajili Platform started 5 years ago as part of my MBA capstone project. We were challenged to come up with a solution. I was already working in the space of human capital industry, so working around recruitment, training, capacity building. The idea came in, as we're doing recruitment, how do we add skills and help to empower people, because not everybody gets a job. So that's literally how it started 5 years ago. What we've grown into right now is a platform of 30,000 unique users, up to 4,000 active users in a month. We have subscription through that. So we say that we are upskilling entry-level talent for the marketplace, while on the other hand, we're providing an automation hiring tool for employers. So we work with employers in bringing efficiency to their hiring process. Karibuni Niajili.
Hi everyone. My name is Gloria Wansele. I'm the co-founder of Ubuntu Impact Limited. So Ubuntu Impact Limited is a business consulting firm that deals with recruitment, talent acquisition, which is recruitment as well. We also deal with event management, and we also deal with organizational development. So we've partnered with a lot of SMEs and startups, helping them to develop their policies, their strategies. So we get into organizations. HR is a key role in every startup and in every organization. So our key role is to ensure that everything is structured according to the law, and we help team effectiveness in every company that we go in. So my passion is people, as Hawa has mentioned. I value people, and I believe in empathetic approach in everything that I do. Karibuni sana Ubuntu.
It's only fair that we start with you, Gloria, because before we dive into the whole team conversation, how do you determine, or rather look at the whole, the classification of roles and responsibilities in that team that we're speaking of? So how do you tackle that at the moment?
Thank you for that question. So you have asked how we tackle classifications of roles in a team. So what we normally do, and what is key and essential for every organization, is to first of all determine the workload that is in the team. So usually it's a matter of knowing that what you want to achieve, the vision you want to draw for your organization, and then at the end of the day, that is cascading it into different roles. So we've seen in many organizations, the problem is not knowing what they want. They just know that we need an accountant, but they don't know what they need an accountant for. So some people just take a job description online, take it as an accountant role, and just put it in the organization. But every organization is different. Every organization has its key things that they want to drive. So I would advise every organization, before even crafting an organization structure or crafting JDs or crafting and classification of roles, they should really see what they want to achieve. So in HR, in a technological company, that's different from an HR in a agri-tech company. There might be some key roles and key functions, but it's better if there's beauty in clarifying exactly what you want out of those people in the team. And also it brings clarity, because employees get frustrated at the end of the day. What they are getting on the paper as a job description is not reflecting to what they do. Someone might say, it's just a paper that they gave to me, but I don't see me doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So usually it's a role of HR, but it's also the role of all leaders in the organization to really know what they want the team to do and really live what the team needs to be.
Big and very, I can say, very key. So I think we are kind of going towards understanding exactly what we want to be with. And I believe our strategist here can actually tell us more around that. So, please tell us what kind of strategies have been implemented with Slack.
So, SmartLab was founded by Elias Alisante. Then I joined back in 2021 to push the business side of it. So when I arrived at SmartLab, the technology was there. The basics, the prototypes and everything was there, but the only problem is people didn't know about SmartLab. Actually, it had less than 50 downloads in Play Store. So number one thing was, the strategy was, let's push SmartLab out there anyhow we can. So the only problem we have at SmartLab is content production. So even if we don't have full content to cater from 1 to Form 4 to Form 6, but let's push what we have and get feedback. So that was the number one strategy. So from there, we packaged the product in a very different way, and we produced our first kit. I joined around May. By July, we had our first kit, and we went at Sabasaba exhibitions. So within just 2 months, we got up to around 200, 300 downloads organically, only through exhibitions and through our kits. And also we started generating revenue within the first 2 months. Then since then, up to now, we're still in beta stage, still developing content. But right now we have over 2,000 downloads, organic downloads. We have never done ads on Instagram or any place. That was number one strategy that I implemented that has worked so far so well at SmartLab. So thank you.
How do you prioritize team development? Just making sure that the syllabus team members continually grow.
First of all, is individual development plan. As you know that you are in our team, either you're working in engineering department, you're working on sales, you are working, maybe you are the chief operation officer, you need to have your individual development class, like learning, continuous learning. You make sure that you learn, and if you see like in order your role to perform better, you need maybe to access a certain material or to get in touch with an expert. You can just request funds for that in our company, and people, they can allocate that, because everyone wants you to learn. And another thing is training in the workshop. We are lucky, like we just get our partners. Currently we are partnered with Vodacom. So if we see like in sales, we need someone who can help us. Those people, they have experience. So the sales team can arrange those sessions with those people, and they can try to learn. So that is also part of that. And another thing is we're encouraging ourselves to, either you are working on customer care, either you're working anywhere, is to just be innovative. And if you have an idea which can move syllable from point A to point B, you need to say it, to speak loudly, and everyone need to understand that. And the part which remain is execution. And another thing which is important, to make sure that everyone is in the team and they focus with the business which we are doing, is actually the recognition and rewards. If someone has done a great job for this month, you just give a bonus to his salary. Or if someone did something which is great, we have those kind of things. A team is moving out for sometimes if you achieve a milestone for quarterly. If you are not, nobody's going anywhere. We're keeping on working. So, yeah, so those are the things I can say. Yeah.
Okay, so I think it's that time. You know, we have heard of platforms before, a lot of platforms out there, but we would like to know, at Nigeria Platform, to be specific, can you share examples of how effective team collaboration has contributed to the success of your ventures? So when Nigeria Platform started, it was my idea, and then there were two people, and then we included the development team, which is a back-end team. They're called IPF Software. So it's two different companies actually, which comes on board with 6 other individuals. And then right now, in terms of 2023, the front office team has grown to a team of 7. So when we're talking about team collaboration, we're having 2 different sets of company values, because there is us as Nigerians, still there is the back end as IPF. We, in one angle, there's a lot of usage of tools. So some of the tools and resources that we use, such as Trello, to really manage our projects, what is going on at every one point in time, so that everybody has visibility of who is working on what particular project. In terms of the development side, think there is, in terms of the different sprints that are running, there's a different tool that is on there. But then just also, lighting up to what my other funders have spoken about, is about the strategy, which is very important. So each person within the company, based on our different roles, there is the company strategy, the vision, the mission, and then that's broken down to everybody's KPIs at the end of the day. So really seeing that everybody's work counts to the bigger picture in terms of the company vision and the company mission. So that one is on each person's monthly kind of like KPI metrics that we get to review with each other. But then also in terms of team collaboration, we have Monday meetings are like our cohort meetings, whereby we talk about everything that is happening through the week, and all the different projects that are currently running. And on Fridays, every Friday, we call a Product Down Friday session. So Product Down Friday session is a session that it's 2 hours, and it's literally going through specifically the product side of the platform, because there's new different features that are coming up. There is also the thinking process, maybe the salesperson is finding questions from clients, so that will be talked about there. So seeing what can actually be designed. So it's a space whereby we learn, a space whereby we raise challenges so that we can actually work together on them, but it's also a space whereby we challenge each other, whereby every other week, somebody is supposed to come with a topic. It could be anything. It could be how to make your hair, but it's just something that you're going to be sharing with the team. Again, all in the aspect of being together, working together towards the bigger picture, but we also understand that we're all individual beings, and getting to share that part of what makes us excited on a Friday and all that also comes together. So we use tools, we use resources, but really make sure that we have one-on-one time with each other as a team, but then also as leaders to really have one-on-one time with the team. Thank you. That is great and very insightful, actually. Yeah, so we have talked a lot about existing teams. Yeah, we already have them. So it's just a matter of pushing them to that limit where we get efficiency, effectiveness, all those positive vibes from them. So I think it's only fair that we go to the person who's passionate about people and kind of ask to get a tiny bit of your wisdom when it comes to insights, strategies on talent acquisition, but also talent management as well from your journey.
Yeah, thank you for that question. So when it comes to talent, managing talent and acquiring talent, so there are very many key things that we need as startups and as organizations need to follow. So they're the key that draw a job description, interview, and bring them on board. That is the usual that people know how to follow. But the thing is, we really need to curate that process to ensure that we're getting the best talent that is there out in the market. So first of all, as a company, you need first of all to position your brand. People should know what your values are, what your clear goals are. So at the end of the day, you are looking for a candidate, but also a candidate is looking for a home, is looking for a company. So they need to know if I'm getting maybe in Ubuntu Impact, what do I get out of Ubuntu Impact? Does Ubuntu Impact resonate with what I believe in? Because at the end of the day, an organization is somewhere that you go and live in an organization. We spend more time at work compared to what time we spend at home. So after that, after you have branded yourself, people know what you stand for, your values, and even the company and the hiring manager know exactly what they stand for in their values. That is where they can really spot the people that they want to come in the organization. So in terms of the company side, the other thing would be to really curate the roles, do a analysis, like knowing that this is description, this is the person that we need, this is the profile that we need. And then after that, usually leveraging the interview process. So most of the time, the interview process is just a ticking box that we've seen the CV is properly curated, and we know the technology. People can say we have so many tools that can bring you a very perfectly curated CV, but at the end of the day, the people come in the organization and you feel like these people are not living what they had written in the CV. So first of all, I would advise 2 ways of interviewing people. So the first would be culture fit. This is very important. You know the culture of your organization. You know the people you want to be in your organization. So the first interview would be a culture fit interview to understand that Gloria really fits the culture of SmartLab. Maybe I'm getting interviewed here. So after that, that's when the technical interview comes. The technical interview is easy because they really have the technical skills, but usually the culture fit is where people fail to do. That's why there's a lot of attrition in companies, because somebody's like, I didn't expect this. I didn't expect that this is what was in the company. And you also thought that that person could be in your company. So after that, also the key after the interview process, I also believe in a good onboarding system. So this is somewhere that we usually lack and most organizations fail to do. So you've already closed, you've given someone an offer, and then they get in the organization. They do have the skills, but they don't know the organization. So you need to really hold their hands through the onboarding system, ensure that they know how the company works, what they do, how they do things. So you could have a lot of, you could make sure that they touch point with every department before they start, maybe on the first week. Organize like a session with every department with the finance department. This is how the finance department, even if you're not working with the finance department, but these are the people in the finance department, this is how you can collaborate with the finance department. Also, just a few things, maybe post them in the social media, ensure that everyone holds their hand throughout the orientation process. So at the end of the day, somebody is not just left out, not knowing what they're supposed to do. They know, yes, I'm here, I'm a technician, I know what I need to do, but I still don't know the people I'm working with. So after that, it's usually the normal is feedback, monitoring their performance, ensuring that you give them regular feedback. So as I've ventured into business, we work with startups. Most of the time, the hiring processes, I've heard kuna kichwa kizuri in another company, so nitakichukua hicho kichwa kizuri. he or she worked in that company, aliweza kufanya kwenye ile company, but at the end of the day, they might not work for your company. So hata kama umepewa referrals, we believe in referrals, but at the end of the day, we vet that referral, the reference ambao umeipata. They really something that I need. So we structured the recruitment process for HRs, ensuring that they know this is the process I need to follow till offboarding. So even offboarding is also important for employees because they are the advocates for your company. So if you part ways in a bad way with employees, they spread that word with other people. So that is how I believe in managing and acquiring talent.
Thank you very much. I think I'll go to Adam now. And we would like to know, we have heard strategies from across the board, but we would like to know, from the award-winning mobile application, developers, what kind of strategies can or have you employed or applied, in Silabo to enhance, just make sure that there's a sense of purpose across everyone in the team?
Yeah, so actually the first thing, as the previous speaker said, first thing is like people, they need to understand the value of your company. If nobody understands the values of your company, the deliveries, the efficiency will also be equal to zero. So understand the value of the company. These are our values. This is the way we are living here. And our mission and vision depends on that. That is the main key. And then other things are just normal. Like people need to understand the mission. People need to understand the vision. How we do it is like every quarter in our company, we have KPI, which we need to achieve, right? So everyone need to make sure that that performance, either in any department you are working, the result is out. And we don't have much, we need results. That is how we work as an early age startup. So we don't have a lot of things. I can't lie, like we have that in this, but we have a few things. Like for us as a mobile app, we need users and we need revenue. So how much you work, we need that things every quarter. So you find that everyone who works in any department, make sure that in anyhow, you can support the company to get more users. You can support the company to get more downloads. Even if you are an accountant, you can think on ways like today if I create a class at Silabo and maybe I can teach my friend how to bake cake, at least I'll bring 10 users at Silabo app. And you can see in our team, everyone has classes. You need to create at least 5 classes, share with your friends, feed the classes either with learning materials. If you can't create, ask your friends to create, monitor your friends, and make sure we achieve. Those are the things. So values, understand the values of the company, mission of the company, and vision also. Yeah, and you need to, as previous speaker said, like there is part of, we say culture, right? What is our culture? You need to understand, even though we are a startup maybe at the scale, let's say scalable stage, but you need to understand our culture, how we live there, how we do our things. You see, that is the only way you can see we are going to succeed. I don't have much than that.
Okay, so I think we'll go to Kosiluka, and we would like for you to open up this kind of a discussion across the board. So maybe you will say a few words on it, and then everyone else will chip in as well. Now, we have understood the part of strategy. We have understood the part of getting the right people in the right seats. That's my simplification of everything. But in the middle of all that, there is communication. Yeah? So how do you guys at Smart Darasa ensure that there is open communication, but also transparency, like what Adam touched a bit on? I know it's a KPI meeting, but I haven't reached my targets. What am I going to say? Am I going to be open about it, transparent about it, or cut corners to it? So how do you guys do it at Smart Darasa?
All right, so talk about being transparent and open with communication in the startup. I can divide it into 2 main categories: communication between my co-founder and with other employees. because the company may be having no money. It's not something you should tell the employees because there will be panic in the room. So it's a balance of, it's a very thin line that you have to balance between being open about the company growth and everything, but also disclosing some of the information that can lead to panic and havoc within the company. Siku hizi kuna Twitter pia. Kwa hiyo inaweza ikawa shida. Sasa ndani ya kampuni between me na co-founder wangu Elias, we always have we try to have daily meetings, less 10 to 15 minutes, talk about whatever is happening in that day. Yes, and what are we supposed to do? We write them down. We have a whiteboard in our own office. I have my own diary I carry every day. I should write tasks and deliver. And also with employees, we have tasks. So at SmartLab, we are a very small company, but we really try to operate as a big company. So we create structures and we have monthly tasks and we have Excels for them and we have tick the boxes that they can tick if the work is done or not. And at the end of the day, I go and look what has been done today, what has been done this month. We calculate the efficiency. So we were given to create 30 3D images. You have created 20. So we have to calculate that at the end of the month, why you should tell us why maybe there was something, maybe your cat died or something. So we can empathize with you and we can have more KPIs the next month. So we tend to balance that in and out.
Okay, so to be transparent and honest, the best thing ever. You can't build a company if you're not open. You're not talking to people like, hey guys, this is happening and that and this. So my experience at Silabu, first of all, I'll talk about the co-founder because those are the heart of the company. Yeah, sometimes you can have a co-founder and this co-founder maybe you can be the CEO. Sometimes people that are given those things like, you're a CEO, I'm a CEO, I'm this. At Silabu, we don't have that. And the co-founder means nothing to our company. It's okay, you have started, the world will know that you was part of that, but that is not. So the best thing which I can say, those people started the company because they're in managerial position, because you don't have to have a lot of department. They need to speak openly. They need to be, they need to talk, and they need to see like how things goes. Example, maybe I could give an example. Maybe we need you need board resolutions, and maybe because the CEO is dealing with all things corresponding to the board, because he's a member of the board. Now he don't share the resolutions with the other co-founder, what they've discussed there, what the 2 or 3 steps forward about this company. Because maybe you can get funded and always the running way is 18 months and you're in 12 months, nobody's knowing anything. Your co-founder has never update you about anything. You will feel like, we are human beings. I was discussing early today with Brother Pari. Akaniambia kwamba there is that emotion part of us being humans, right? Now your co-founder is not sharing anything with you, but you see things are moving, right? It's a bit annoying, right? So people, they need to talk, they need to write emails, everyone to understand their responsibility and their roles on what they are doing. So when it comes, like Kosiloka said, so there's those back-to-back founders chats. Like I believe founders talk every day, but now come to the people who are helping you to nurture the vision and mission of your company. Those people, you need to be professional, even if you are just a startup, on how you can talk to them and how they can talk to you. Sometimes, Eli, I can speak about this, but I'm glad I learned, and I'm actually, I like that. When we, last year, I was working on the department of tutoring before changing the roles to this year. So I was actually dealing with people who deals with customer care. You see, like, I used to speak to customers, I know like this is how I speak to customers until I convert them. You came to me, your son or your kid has a problem in education. I do consultation first, and then I show you that this is possible, SmartLab can solve to you. And then I close the deal. You pay, I give you a teacher for tuition services, either it's online or home. Now you bring new people, they have never worked on customer care. And when you sit at the office and look at them, how they speak to customers, and later even they told you, hey, we just get 100 customers today. While if you sit there, you get 200 and something, right? So I was harsh, like telling them, hey guys, I've been training you every weekend. We are in training session, and how do you do this? I was very, very harsh. Later, Mzungu joined our company. And he starts working at that department. You see? So even things were bad, he can tell you, no, leave them, let them try. You see? Let them try. And not down. In another meeting, you'll talk to them. Okay? We have the best customer cares right now. But when I was harsh, it was not helping them. They get confused. Whenever they see me enter to that door, they say, today. So everyone is trying to convince you that he's speaking to customers. You see? So you need to be friendly. Make them feel to be part of the team. That is how efficient people can work. And they will be easily talking to you like, hey, bro, today I'm feeling sick. Can I have a leave? You see? Now you say, okay, no problem. You allow them. That is how we speak. And that's it to me.
I think, I'll just add into that because and my addition is I think you're talking about transparency and just communicating within and outside. I was telling the others my downfall is that you don't have a co-founder, because I think there is actually beauty in having a co-founder. You're able to bounce heads and everything like that. But just in terms of communication tools, so we use a lot of WhatsApp, like within the team. So we have a team WhatsApp group. And initially we were using team WhatsApp group also to communicate like stuff around work within the team. But right now we have actually rolled to WhatsApp is just specifically used for fun stuff and just really not anything to do with work. Anything to do with work, we use Google Chat because we're paid for Google. So we're using that particular service, and we're able to track everybody and everyone's communication in one space. We also use Google Space for any teamwork type of engagements. Again, we're able to, because I think, sometimes you pay for these services and you actually use like 5% of all the things that you actually supposed, just emails, by the way. Yes, you just do emails and maybe you do all these other things, but then there are all of these other services that are actually within that helps you and your team to do communication. Really, especially since I'm operating in the space of digital platform and we're having lots of data, we have to make sure that we're actually, we're custodians, so we have to make sure that we take care of that. And, when you're chatting on WhatsApp, you're already outside. So how do you actually, manage? So in terms of communication. And then still, I think in terms of communication, how, my business development lead will be communicating to me in terms of the sales that they've actually done on the ground, that I don't have to ask, because there's that other thing here. Where is it and all? So it comes about, having something, a dashboard. So we use monday.com. It's free. And most of the things that I'm sharing are tools or resources that you can access, unless unafanya 1,000 so nakaponi. Like, all of these are like free tools that you can use. I'm able to see the needs that nazozifuatilia, how much kwa shilingi ngapi, zipi zimefungwa, zipi hazijafunga, kuweza kuona status, kama naweza have different conversation, amepata shida wapi, where can I assist? So then that helps us to be on top of each other at every point in time. And then just, rounding it up in terms of from the vision and value perspective, right? Much as everybody has their KPI, which is also monthly, feeds into the quarterly, we're using another free tool. We have up to, don't go over 6 employees, so we start pay for it. It is called ClickUp. So kwa kila mtu
KPI zake zimefaa hapo. Unaweza ukaona kama mmekubaliana in I want you to be able to do 100 sales and all of that. Now anaweza kawa na track on a monthly basis. Unaweza ukaona kwamba amefika 30 bado 70 to go. So it helps you to visualize and actually see the different things that are going on. So there's clarity in everything that's going on at the top level na huku chini na kila mtu, kwa sababu I think what happens is apathy, and I've learned this the hard way in building a team. Ambapo you're getting your onboarding, just it's not just about getting the right members into the door, but how are you actually hand holding them. And as a leader, it's just like, okay, tuko hapa, tuko tayari, lakini hatuleti tunaenda hapa, tunafanya nini? So really had to take a big step back and really put in the processes and the systems to help me manage them, because otherwise I'm just like, nimefanya kitu, hauna visibility hicho kitu, lakini nimefanya hiki na hiki, hauna visibility. So at the end of the day, having some of these tools inakusaidia wewe pia as a leader to manage, na wewe pia at the end of the day kujua kwamba I'm behind ama niko juu ya target. Hata kija kwenye mambo ya bonus na very clear, yani hamna maswali. So I feel like my fellow speakers have said everything. So I'll just add on to that. So I believe also in tools like Trello. You mentioned Trello. I've used Trello. I've used ClickUp. So those tools are really efficient and effective when fostering communication within the team. But I've also worked with different types of teams. I've worked with teams that are blue collar. We call them blue collar, like the Walizi, Wajenzi. So that with that type of team, there needs to be a different type of communication. So we do say we need openness and transparency. These are things that we like putting on our doors, on our handbooks, but they're really not implemented as such. So I've been in many organizations and you ask them, what is your grievance mechanism system? So usually there's no grievance mechanism system. Employees don't know where to air out their views, maybe if they're feeling like something is not done as it's supposed to be done. Usually it's just the disciplinary process. There's disciplinary process, but there's never a grievance process, because sometimes the leaders might be doing something wrong, but there's no way that employees can actually air out that. So in many companies we've introduced, you could go even with the local tools like Weka Boxi la Maoni, because sometimes ukiwa unaongea na cleaner or a rice sorter, haelewi hata jinsi ya kutumia technology. And then as it goes, we developed some tools, like we had a grievance portal that everyone could log in. So nowadays everyone has a smartphone, so you could go as easy as having a grievance portal. So as HR, you have access to that, and it's completely anonymous. And usually it's the return back. You have to work on actually the things that are said. Ukitaka watu watumie hizo tools, ni kweli waone waki-express their grievance, ni kweli mnazifanyia kazi, not that wameziweka tu pale, mmezichukua ili tu muonekane mna tick that box. Yeah, and also the other thing that I would say, I like that every founder here has mentioned about clear communication, KPI settings and goal settings. So that is very important. So everyone in an organization needs to know, what am I supposed to do? How is a good performer seen in my company? Not at the end of the day, you don't know what is happening, and you don't know what, maybe your employee is facing some frustrations with you, but you don't know how to actually deal with that. And just to pitch, Adam, we're also providing customer service training in case you would require some. Yeah, so that is how I.
Okay, so in a world where a founder has the right strategy, has proper communication, has everything sorted out in terms of who is the right person in my team, and everyone is doing what they should do. Now, there is always a downfall to that, to founders. There's a certain kakitu kanaitwa burnout. Yeah? You think that, I just have to do more. I have to push. I have to make sure it happens. And then hapo kakitu huwa kanatokea out of nowhere. So how do you guys handle that in your respective areas?
Burnout school. What?
Well, it's basically overwork. Yani unafanya kazi kwamba unasahau your own.
Sawa. So I think hapa kwanza nina timu yangu. We were in a boot camp for 3 days, and at Costec we were having this leader competition by African EU. We actually won first place, so naomba niwatambulishe kidogo. So basi tulibana out sana kusema hivyo. Yeah, so we were supposed to pitch today, and we are supposed to create a mock-up and a pitch deck within 12 hours. So it was really stressing. He was designing the mock-up, I was designing the pitch deck. But yesterday night, I just couldn't, so I slept. I just had to wake up today at 5 and start doing it again to present the pitch. So it happens kwamba umechoka na huwezi kuendelea. Kwa sababu tunaachaga kazi, unasema nataka nikajiajiri nilale muda naotaka. Lakini unagundua haulali kabisa. Bora kazini. And I really try my best kwenye balancing this whole startup thing, lakini pia kubalance life. So because as you're working on your thing, life happens. So you balance the burnout kwa ku exercise, I try to run. Watu wenye namba yangu wanaonaje new relief week, I try to run every week. I try to, have Sundays off, try to have Sundays off. Not try to do work on Sundays at all. I read, niko kwenye Kima Book Club, I try to take your mind off the startup thing for a while, at least 30 minutes a day. So it's the balancing, to me, it's the balancing of, what's life happening, and a startup gives you a chance to refresh, a new perspective. Unaweza ukasoma kitabu ukapata ka idea kapya, then you're back again on it as fresh as new. Lakini kama mambo yamegoma usiforce sana, lala tu, tutaamka asubuhi.
Sasa ile Jumatatu ya KPI ile
Tumepitch, tumeshinda. Hata kama tulilala.
Actually, you could feel like burning out. It happens, but I remember when I was in high school, I was like this. Before I sleep, I know what is tomorrow, what is next, so I don't feel burnout. Some people, when they are crazy, like, hey, why Adam is so studying? But at the end, I get A's. That is the spirit which I've been going on through up to today, working at SmartLab. I have a reason, like, okay, where tuko leo, sipo pale ambapo tunatamani tuwe, au tumechelewa sana. Mfanyakazi wako hawezi fanya vile wewe unaweza ukafanya. Hawezi akaamka usiku akafanya kazi. Hawezi akasema analala masaa 4 akisikia alarm chapo ameshaamka, kaswaki, kaoga, kakaa kwenye table, kafanya kazi na asubuhi akashow up ofisini. Kwa sababu anajua umuoni. Hata akifanya hivyo, mwisho wa siku wewe una collect KPI zako na kila wiki Ijumaa. Anasema nitabalansisha mpaka tufike Ijumaa na tobo. Lakini wewe kama founder, co-founder, nakuta wewe na mwanzilishi mwenzako mna KPIs mara 6 au 10 ya wale. Kwa hiyo unajikuta ukirelax tu umepotea. Mfano kama SmartLab hapo. Tulipokuwa tunaijenga, we are like, hey damn, we are like the first. Look at other top profiles edutech up across Africa. Especially we are looking much to West Africa and South Africa and Kenya. And you can see those guys, every day they have new version of something. So you come back and look at them like this guy has 15 million fund. This guy has 10 million fund. How much do you have? You have nothing. And you need to reach that level, right? What can help you to go there? Is I have a good product. I have revenue which makes sense. I have good number of downloads where when I sit with an investor, I can convince him because I'm not Harvard material, which maybe he can say, this guy is smart. You see, I need extra things to convince them. So that burnout go automatically away. Yeah, if you start thinking about that, your burnout too itakimbia. And sometimes, like, I don't feel like it's burnout. I feel like sometimes you get tired. And when you say, I'm going to relax, and at my house I have a television. I've never switched it since mwezi wa pili. Kabisa iko hapo tu. Kwa sababu, I can stay, I'm not a fan of movie or whatever. I can listen audiobooks. Now you have referral. Go there, listen what other people they have saying. Hata kama ni issue ya mahusiano, sikiliza tu kidogo. acha pita hivi. Ukiweza ukiona energy kama imekuja, unaendelea na shughuli, au umechoka kabisa, unaenda unapata Kilimanjaro baridi 2, kija unaoga, unapumzika masaa mawili, ukirudi huko job unanyosha tu, kazi zako zinakaa sawa. So to me hiyo kitu siwezi, kwa sababu niko kwenye pressure. Nilimaliza na wenzangu chuo, right? That is another thing ambayo inafanya burnout inaondoka. In our class at Chure Science, tulimaliza 2020 UDSM. All they are employed, PwC, KPMG, Deloitte, EY, yani wako huko, wanafanya shughuli. And these people, they are paid monthly, right? Now, they have saw you starting a company ukiwa mwaka wa pili. Wao wanasoma. Sio unaelewa? Mkagraduate pamoja. Unajua tofauti hiyo maisha mkanganyiko pale ndo mtajua uwe. Sasa hapo ndo atasema huyu jamaa hata tamani mtoto wake anzishe kampuni. Atamwambia mtoto wake soma kwa bidii, lakini today if you make it out, na maana kuna watu 100 wataanzisha kampuni kesho. Look at Eddie and Bruno. Everyone can look at him like a leader. I remember when I started this software Tungama Kasas product. I'm glad ilichukuliwa na UDSM na save mfumo wa UDSM wa Harris ulibadilishwa. But it was my idea, which at the moment na convince Vodacom 2015 pale Mlimani City wapiki hiyo ilikuwa ni kama analika MVP. Vodacom was not so much convinced, ndo kwanza wakikucheki ndo first year nini. Lakini at that time who inspired us, unasikia tu Edin Bruno kwa ecosystem, you see. Kwa hiyo Edin Bruno amezalisha watu wengine ambao walikuwa inspired, wakafanya nini, wakafanya kitu. Sasa ukishafikiria mambo yote bana utaikuji.
Let's give him a round of applause, people. Bana utaikuji. I think human resources, guys, yeah, we have a little. So I like talking personal. Yeah, definitely, I think at the end of the day, as a founder, hata pale ambapo when things zimezidi, you still stand strong and try to make sure that everything goes and stands up. But I think kuna point as much as nakwambia bana taikuji, lakini bado kuna Kilimanjaro baridi, kuna Thailand, kuna kama ni kusikiliza podcasts and everything, because burnout, mental health, I think we don't speak much about it, but as founders, as starting something, it is something real. Mimi 2016 somewhere there, was it 17? No, it 2018, because I was having multiple things happening. I didn't earn a stay in a hospital, and I thought I was going crazy because of literal burnout. Like I was going mental. Na huwezi kujieleza or anything, but it's just because I had so many things that I was multi-handling at the same time. And yes, I earned a stay, and literally from this I was like, hana shida, yedu mbechekiwa kila kitu, moyo, kila kitu, everything. Niko kuna yani kuna za kulia tu. Mbeba ni vipi dalia nachanganyikiwa. I'm just unstoppable. At the end of the day, there's nothing wrong. And doctor was just like, is she doing many things right now? Niko mchukua laptop zake, tuende kila kitu, atulie nyumbani. So it does come at you. You have to know. So from then on, I've learned. I know when my limit has reached, and it is Netflix and chill weekend. Ata kama kuna deadline, and sometimes actually you have to be very clear, kwa sababu sometimes unaweza kaa akili ime-clog, kitu ambacho kinakutumia dakika 30 au saa moja pull out a concept note, unajikuta umekaa nayo siku nzima. Ni kwamba tu akili imesizi, yani akili imesizi, lakini unaendelea kuisimamia. So you have to learn when that point reaches so that you don't go over it. And what are your things that you do, if it's Netflix and chill, if it's Kilimanjaro, if it is catching up with friends, if it is just cooking, if it is going for a run, whatever that thing is, you have to know and you have to do it. Kwa sababu most of the time ukifanya, ukirudi, yani sharajewini kwamba utamanda, utamaliza, ya bada siku 2 mara 3, weno nitarudi game. And the thing is, lazima urudi kwenye game, kwa utaburn out, like lazima urudi kwenye game. But you have to learn, don't go over the edge. Kwa sababu ukienda with the first grade, another issue. Yeah.
And so, like my founders say, wenye nilihisi kuacha kazi, leaving your job, you get more time to sleep. Like I have autonomy of doing anything. Naweza nikalala saa 3, nikaamka saa 4, nikafanya chochote. But at the end of the day, business really takes a lot. It really takes your dedication and your hard work. Kwa hiyo utajikuta tu hulali, utaamka, utafanya nini, utapiga simu, unataka hata wapigie clients saa 6 usiku wakati wenyewe wamelala. The other daily was I had to continue with the team dynamics. If I needed to escape trials with weight, at the end of the day, everyone was involved. They needed to live with together and retreats. What do I know? Pretty last, sorry, and they should be at that work-life balance.
I totally agree with that. Wow, that was very, very, very inventive. Sio kweli nimekuta mambo mengi sana kutoka katika his specific question. Hata ilianza na need some first in is honest is clear. And so me as a person who also deals with people, I gotta have 2 sayings that I go by, and I am hope they are useful. I don't know how, but and they will know it works. So one is always know how to manage expectation, to ensure wiser, failure, given into you. So, and another thing is under promise, what they didn't love. Yeah? Hata kama ni kitu umeshaandika give within 24 hours, let's say 48, up here, then you are on time and you're professional. Yeah? So those 2 things, very helpful to me. Now, Dani, I do want us to address another thing. Tumekuwa tukifocus sana on what is right, what is going right, what to do ili mambo yaende sawa sawa. How do you guys handle conflicts between your team members?
Our team is too small for that.
Wala sidhani kama ni matatizo ya kishua. So I think kama nilivyosema mwanzoni, so I'm managing somewhat 2 different teams at any one point in time. And there was a time sasa upande wa huku leader wa upande wangu mimi kuweza kudeal na upande wa mwingine. It was a new team because there was a whole new team that was coming on board. There is a level whereby you start with somebody at a certain level. Now unampa responsibilities, you're kwenye cascade, right? So now, because I'm maybe nimekaa ama nimeshield kama ndio product owner, so I'm dealing with all of these other 6 different people. And I elevated this particular role to this product owner role now, starting to manage people. Skill set ya alichokuwa nakifanya before na skill set sasa hivi unamwongezea kwamba kuanza kulead na kumanage people, kuna vitu vingine vinavyohitajika, teamwork, kuweza kuwa na EI, kwamba unaweza kuwa unaongea emotional intelligence, unaweza kuwa unaongea na mtu ana mood zake, it's not about you, lakini unahitaji kazi zifanyike. So mwanzoni nilikuta kwamba kuna changamoto just between all of them, na nikaja kugundua it is just about building the capacity. So as a team lead, saw that particular need, invested in a coach for the product owner and actually invested in courses yeye mwenyewe kuweza kupitia, and sasa hivi she's managing na na sengine unajua as leader unaangalia unaona kile kiwote kitakuja, but right now she can manage it very well. But then it took kwamba mwanzoni I was getting frustrated, but it was like I had not handheld her kumcapacitate kwenye ile position ambayo niliweza kumelevate, lakini sasa I had to give her that ability ya kuweza kudeal ili aweze kumanage watu wengine. So every position sometimes has different types of skill sets that is needed, which is it's about figuring out and seeing how it can go about. Like, and also just generally as team leads, as naweza kuona sasa hivi as the team is growing, kuna conflicts zipo. And as a leader, I try to take myself away from it, not even to engage. Kuna Vine network, utasikia kwamba hiki kimetokea. Kwa sababu I have somebody who is under me, I'm like, you deal it, which is the HR. I'm like, yo, you deal it. Me, I don't even want to understand what's going on, but I just need things to happen. And how we are working our way, so because the project on Friday, we try to address some of those things. So we have a leadership training, and we bring in somebody to take us through that. Communication,
vitu vingine even basics tu, how to dress properly. Baada saa ingine unaweza kuta mwingine ukimwambia ofisini unabidi uvae hivi, mtu anaanza kucatch feelings, lakini labda ukileta mtu kutoka nje akija kuongelea kisha inaweza kuwa hata kama umemwekea kwenye these are the company policies na kila kitu. So it's just figuring out. Obviously as a leader, have your ways of finding out information of what's going on, but not taking sides ya kwamba fulani alisema hiki. Unaweza ukapata feelings namba fulani ameniambia kuhusu kampuni yangu ni hivi, aondoke, basi aondoke. Umepata information, then how you deal with it is much more important. That shows how much of a grown up you are. That shows how much of a leader you are. Kuweza kuwepo impartial.
So kama alivyosema Lilian, conflicts kwenye team hata iwe dogo vipi kiluswa zipo. So they can have, kuna types of conflicts nyingi, kuna internal conflicts, kuna conflicts between team members. So there's a lot of ways, kama alivyosema Lilian, unarushiwa HR ndo siku zote ndo conflict resolution. Imetokea kitu utarushiwa fully, lakini at the end of the day, everyone katika capacity yake katika organization, you should understand how to deal with your staff and how to, like we said, we did discuss about feedback. Like most of the time, feedback is not taken positively. So most of the time, as leaders, you encourage people, I need feedback, I need open communication. But at the end of the day, when employees give you the feedback, they're crucified for that feedback. So at the end of the day, they say, okay, I'll just come, work, get paid, and go home. So at the end of the day, the only way we can really foster a conflict-free area is like we should be open to that communication kama tulivyosema, but at the end of the day, address it kama inavyotakiwa. And like Lilian said, it's also about emotional intelligence. Kwa sababu most of the time, we're still human. So, fikiria umekaa mfanyakazi anakuambia, I hate the way you do this is this and this and this. So usually you take it personally. Like at the end of the day, you should know the why you want your employees to come to you and tell you things. So I think there's no definite answer of how to manage conflict. We all learn as we go, but you take it as you go. But at the end of the day, like I said, empathy. When you deal from a point of empathy, everything is possible. So you would understand, like, I acknowledge that you really feel like maybe this and this is happening. After acknowledging that, kweli huyu mtu amekuja ameeleza, na hata saa nyingine unaweza ukaangalia like, kweli kimekasirisha, but at the end of the day, acknowledge kwamba yule mtu aliyekuja kuexpress alicho-express, kwamba kweli kimemuuma au kimemuumiza in some way, and then find a solution, a win-win solution. Sometimes it's not possible kumpa mtu solution, lakini when you take them through that, kwamba like this is happening, that is key to solve conflict.
To me, what I can say is like you can have two conflicts. If you're a sole founder, you can solve your problems about employees. But if you have a co-founder, there can be founder-to-founder conflicts, right? And then how you deal with that, first of all, it happens. And I think the best answer is stick to the vision. Either you are conflicting with your fellow founders, because having a founder is like getting to marriage. You see, you can't break that because of how you live and everything. But you need just to have your own limitations. What you're speaking with your co-founder, you can be open because I came with this guy for 4 years. You know everything about me, but you need to limit yourself with what you are speaking with him, and mostly give priority talks. Your talks should be about the company. When you meet him, when you chat about him, you put your lifestyle away, put your personal issues away. Otherwise, it's something which can trigger you not to deliver for the vision and the mission of the company. Now you can speak with him like, hey, my guy, this and this has happened. I think I'll be out of the company for 2 months. I'll make sure I solve this. And whenever possible, I'll try to get my jobs done. But if I won't, just know this is the reason. But now you chat with him about how you do your stuff, how you drink, who is your baby, Nini. At the end, we are humans. Someone can see like, this guy, so he spent a lot of time with this and this, it's not working. Now you start quarreling, right? So know clearly what you are speaking. And if you founders, you have quarrels, you just stick to the vision. Deliver your KPIs and everything. Everything will be fine. Like I was reading to Y Combinator, there is this startup selected, and then on LinkedIn, Y Combinator posted that company. And later, I saw it is education company. That's why I get interested. Then I saw the founder right there. Like, he quarreled for a year with his CTO. The guy is the CEO. The other guy is the CTO. They are both from Stanford. When they quarreled, nobody was talking. This guy was make sure the platform is fine for a year. And this one, he just received a call from CEO like, hey, my guy, we got an interview to IC. Can we jump in? So the guy, okay, no problem. They jump in, and then they get their startup at YC, at Y Combinator, right? That is a success to them, right? So stick to the vision. It's not like I need to do this and that. But when it comes to your employees, for us, we just only receive information from the guy who stay with the employees. Like, hey, this one has done this and this. What do you guys think? Because you are staying with them. So that's it.
Okay, now I can resonate with this one. Because the initial question was, how do you handle conflict between the team? That is a very rare case. Never happened to us. But with co-founders, I mean, it's like every day is bread. There's this and that. So I can speak this because it starts from the hiring process. And I remember this we had a training here at SmartLab. And what they were saying is that you should spend 90% of the time when you're selecting people in your team so that you can use less time later in, teaching and everything. But if you spend 10% in hiring and selecting, you'll spend 90% solving conflicts and everything. So that stuck to me. And I can say I'm lucky with the co-founder whom we started before. But I have been key in hiring people at SmartLab. So I joined in, we were only 3, and right now we are a team of 12. So I've been a key person in hiring from the employee 4 up to 12. And speaking to founders now, what has been the key on our side? Many people focus on the skill. I mean, he's a good developer. He's a really good coder. He can do really good security systems. But I focus more on the personality. That has been my strategy. And as Adam said, I used to go through this process as you're looking for a wife. You can have everything good, the appearance and everything, but the character is what will make you guys stay for a long time. So true story. So this is the metric I use. So the skill to me, you can have, at least you should have 60% of what I'm looking for. If I'm looking for a 3D developer, at least have 60%. But when we're talking about honesty, we're talking about other particular people skills. So I'm thinking of how well will you handle with other people in the team. So the latest hire we had was a senior 3D developer. It went on for 2 months. We've been interviewing people for 2 months, and there were only 5 people. The process took 2 months because we were analyzing. So when a candidate comes, we say, okay, skill is this one. He has an experience in 3D. He has been working in this company and this company. But the way we conducted an interview with him, I don't have that good feeling about him. He sounds more selfish. So when you have a selfish player within the team, he takes all the credit. And most of the time, they are the lazy ones. They do less work, but take more credit. So I tend to observe all of that. So at least have 60% skills. The other part will have trainings and Google and YouTube and everything else. You finish it up while you're in the job. But the people skills is what we look more at Madarasa. At least have 80 of that, then we're good to go.
Great. Okay. So this is that Q&A session. Well, I've been excited about this considering I've been talking a lot and asking a lot. So karibuni jamani mwenye swali.
Hi. My name is Kareem. I am CEO of Hackett Consultancy. And my question will go to, I think Gloria will be the best person to answer this one. Since you're a people person, so My question is, why is it do some organizations, when they are going out to recruit for candidates, they tend to look for unicorns? So when I mean unicorn is they tend to look for somebody who is all-rounded. Like, for example, in security, my area of expertise, they'll look for a person who is in forensics, who is in IT governance, who is doing advisory, who is in like, once you read the JD, you find like, okay, these are almost like 6 different roles. So why do companies do that? And is it a reliable way of hiring people? And the other question is it that they don't know what they're looking for, or what is the mismatch between there? And then finally, how do you determine that a person is a good fit for your organization? I think that will be for Lydian. Yeah.
Thank you for the question. So if you, like we discussed when we were starting this conversation, so most organizations, they don't have like a competency framework when they want to hire someone. So they just craft a JD, which has so many roles inside one JD, and then they don't even know exactly what they want out of that person. So at the end of the day, why they do that, like you said, they don't know what they want. They do know what they want, but they're trying to, it's like profit maximization, like getting one person to do everything. So my advice to organizations is that it's okay, you would want someone who is multi-talented and multi-skilled, but we're also looking at efficiency and technical skills for one particular role. So at the end of the day, it's best to sit together, maybe the leadership team and the HR team. What are we looking for in a person? So maybe we are looking for, like you say, you have so many, maybe we need 2 roles instead of having 1 role in this. And then at the end of the day, that makes it clear even for the candidates or even for the hiring agency that the person that you're bringing in, because it would take long to recruit someone like that. There's no one who has all those skills like you mentioned. So at the end of the day, you should have swallowed the hard pill that you need 2 people instead of 1 person. Really know what you need, the roles you need, and then at the end of the day, foster those skills as you go when the people get in your company. The second question was for Lillian.
Good fit for organization. So I will answer this on a 2-step process. One, as an Nigeria platform, we are a skills building, but what also we're doing behind the scenes is with the activities that we get people to deal. So your CV writing, you doing your personal development career plan or the different assessments, we're capturing your data points. And then on this other end, we're having the employer who is looking for certain characteristics. And we get the machine to do the matchmaking for us in terms of specifically where our genesis is the soft skills, right? So the communication, critical thinking, looking for somebody who's a problem solver and all of that. So we are working in bringing efficiency with using the tool, which is the Nigeria tool, to do this matchmaking part for us. But essentially, why the technical skills, it comes back to the same thing. Technical skills is just one part. What a good fit for an organization is somebody who has the same values, somebody who will be ready to be a problem solver, not to wait to be told, somebody who is ready to think critically outside the box, somebody who will communicate and will showcase that, that they can actually tell you when something is wrong. So these are the skill sets that makes a good employee at the end of the day.
Okay, asante. Naomba kwanza niulize kwa ndugu zangu Adam, na swali la rahisi kwanza, afu ndauliza swali la msingi. Kwenye timu yako Adam, una co-founder wa kike? No. Au na brother?
Yes. Okay, nataka kidogo nichambue hilo.
Acha siasa bwana, ikuwa la yes na leo hapana.
Yes,
Hold hapo utachambua baadaye.
Yes.
Kwa ambaye hana, nitaka kujua, utanijibu baadaye. Nitaka kujua kwa nini hauna. Ona, maybe tunashare same experience. mi nimeangukia kwenye ajenda moja kwa moja kwenye masuala ya timu, sababu kuna changamoto ambazo nimekutana nazo. Labda kwa kuwa tuna dada yangu ili aliyopo kwenye innovation muda mrefu, hata sijakuona sana, lakini at least I know about Lilian. Kwa labda na wenzangu tutashare experience in term. Mi sio mtu wa agenda sana, lakini mi ni mtu wa kazi. I don't care about the agenda, lakini sasa inatokea inabidi waanze kusema au ndio kwa sababu ya agenda. Yaani nimefika huko ndaulizia kwenye agenda, sio kwa sababu sipendi agenda. Yaani mimi siapendi kabisa kujua ni mwanamke au mwanaume. Napenda tu kazi ifanyike iende. Lakini ninapokuja kujiuliza kwa nini au kwa sababu ni mwanamke, ni kwa sababu hiyo swali inaenda kuuliza. Kwanza, kwa nini brother hauna alafu huyu ambaye anayo unaenda vipi? Experience yangu dalili tukutana kwenye project yangu ya kilimo taarifa, by the way sijaendelea nayo. Nilikuwa na co-founder mwanamke, siku aliyoolewa kompyuta ilikuwepo, nikatumia tuweze hiyo kompyuta, nampa mdogo wangu mletee, anakuja kuichukua. Nikajua kawaida, kumbe shemeji asha kaza huko kwamba huyu founder gani mlikuwa mnakadi sana. Kwa experience yangu na co-founder wangu ikaishia hapo. Tuonana once, aliponikabidhi hivyo vitu basi. Sasa once hiyo bibi hiyo ni direct, kuna wengine makuta mingine ni maona. Yaani once mdada Lilian ni mzuri hivyo akiwepo, kwa naye unafanya project akiwa Lilian, wadada wanafanya kazi vizuri, you can't imagine. Wakiamua kufocus na project, mna focus mnafanya. Yaani I like the energy. Yaani hata utachoka atakwambia Adamu, wewe bwana, hebu ngoja nipige, utasinzia kidogo, kazi itaendelea. Lakini siku akishaolewa mfano, lakini yaani kipi kinatokea? Labda tushie experience ya wadada kwa experience ya kwenu mnapokuwa mmeingia kwenye mahusiano serious, na kipindi ambapo tunakuwa alone na maboyfriend, huwa mnawaambia nini kiasi cha kutuchukia? Siku akipata ule uhuru na funguo yenyewe anangoa kila kitu. Jamani, nafikiri nimeeleweka swali langu liko wapi hapo?
Wala tumeelewa vizuri sana. Na I think leo kabla ya kuanza kuuliza maswali kuhusu madarasa, I wanted to talk about the team thing. Na nitaka nitoe mfano wa vitu vitatu. Cha kwanza, mfano wa team hii kwa sababu ili kutoa relativity. Unakutana na founder wengi wa Bongo hataki kuwa na co-founder wala team members, anapenda kuwa solo founders. Lakini I've been through moments and experiences that have shaped us kutoka kwenye team, lakini tulikuwa hatujui kama hiyo ndio team yenyewe. Na it's mfano wa kwanza ilikuwa ni family unit. That's a team kati ya baba, mama, ile ni wale ndio co-founders wa hiyo familia. Baada ya kuwa co-founders kuna watoto, hao ndio early employees. Nafanya kazi nyingi mlipwi. Ubwagwa tu na ugali. Baadaye tena employees team inakuwa ndio inakuwa ukoo mzima. Sasa that's a really good example to show team kwenda mpaka kuwa kampuni kubwa. Sasa na ina mfano kwa nini mwanamke anakuwa anaondoka. Ni startup nyingine imeanza. So I was just joking with my fellow friends kwamba ndo anayo ni startup nyingine ndo ishaanza. Kwa hiyo kiachana na darasa labda na Founders Design ya Campus Plus, kuna tena another new startup imeanza. So that's the same way. Na startup kama kawaida tunavyojua inahitaji resources. Ndio maana badala ya kukesha sasa inabidi ajenge pia another team, kwa sababu nayo inahitaji mahusiano, maelewano. Vile how you do in the co-founding team, the same thing happens when you're doing a startup. Kwa hiyo ilikuwa nitoe mfano huo, nitoe mfano wa another thing which is very relatable, Moana. Katuni ya Moana, it's a very simple thing, lakini Moana yeye alikuwa na vision too. I want to restore the rock kwenye nani Mantanui sijui. Then akaja kukutana na technical guy Maui. Yule jamaa ndo ana change shapes na nini makoda zao. Changing shapes na nini. Kulikuwa kuna mentor yule bibi akawa anamuelezea you have to follow Maui kwanza ndo uende unapoenda because you can't go there alone. Ame mentor Moana. Kaenda kuna hata yule kuku naye play a good part. Alimeza kile kidude. Alikuwa the journey alifanya kazi, lakini the work aliyofanya alikimeza kile kidude wakati kinataka kiingie kwenye maji, then work happened. So that's another a simple example of how a team can help you reach places. Because Moana alikuwa na vision, lakini alikuwa hawezi kuchange shape and sizes. Alikuwa ajui zile kona mpaka afike kule, mpaka alipokutana na Maui. So that's a very those are very two simple examples on how you can mfano watoto tulikuwa ni timu yangu ambao tumetoka huko pamoja, we just met within the last 3 days. Mimi binafsi nisingeweza kutoa mock-up na nini within 2 days. Nisingeweza kutengeneza logo, amefanya mtu mwingine. Kuna mwingine alikuwa anatoa asubuhi wakati namalizia kuedit the pitch, mwenyekiti pale akasema hapo weka solution, mimi nilikuwa naweka tu value proposition. So all that created that whole synergy mpaka tumeweza kufika the final asset.
So for our side, we were lucky to be male co-founders. And this is because when we started Silabu, me and my co-founder, before we have been tulijuana kwa miaka 7 kabla ya kuja kuanzisha Silabu. Kwa hiyo tulikuwa marafiki washikaji. Kwa hiyo hata issue ya Silabu inapotokea ni kwamba tulikuwa tumekaa tunawaza, na baadaye katika activities tunazofanya, unajua ukishamaliza advance afu kama umepata A fulani vya PCM unajikuta tu mwalimu wa tuition, unaelewa. Kwa hiyo hayo ndo maisha yangu, afu na mshikaji na yeye alipaswaga AGM. Kwa hapa dasi maisha yetu alikuwa ni hayo, kupiga mapindi, umeona. Lakini baadaye sasa yeye alivyoenda kusoma Southampton akapata experience kwamba how tuition services zinafanyika UK, kwa sababu aliji-enroll kwenye baadhi ya platform. Kwa hiyo later alivyokuja ilikuwa 2018 akanikuta department ambayo mshikaji alikuwa ni mwalimu, na hata ndo alispami katika course ambayo alikuwa na nimetake hapo, kwa sababu alinifundishaga tuition, akawa rafiki yangu, yani hivyo, na bado akanikuta kwenye college ile. Kwa hiyo katika kupiga story, bro umerudi nini, akaniambia da hapo unafanya. Mimi napiga tuition service, kuna walimu pale wananiambia na Dr. Sima na vijana wawili hapo changanyikeni fundisha, napiga zangu kama 200,000. Kwa hiyo baadaye katika kuchat na mshikaji akasema we can scale this, nimeona Ulaya na nini, then hapo ndo tukaanza. Kwa hiyo haikuwepo kwamba huyu ni male huyu ni female, yaani ni washikaji wawili tukaamua kufanya jambo. Lakini katika kuna grants ambazo, kwa sababu kabla ya kuwa investor lazima msurvive, kuna grants ambazo hapa Bongo tusha invite co-founder wa kike ili to win, kwa sababu we need money to survive, to build things. Kwa hiyo na maana tukatafuta tu msichana ambaye ni intelligent, tukamuinvite as a co-founder, na akapiga kazi, akapitch product ni kama ya kwake, tukafanikiwa. Ukishafanikiwa unampa mkono wa heri, je mnaendelea kujenga kampuni. Tumeshafanya hivyo kama mara 2, lakini ndio ilichotusaidia sisi to survive, ili tuweze kubuild what we have built now, right? Kwa hiyo ni namna tu unavyojiposition. Kwa vitu vingine uwezo ukapata hivyo, lakini this works kama kweli una nia njema, kwa sababu mtu ambaye tulikuwa tunamtumia sasa hivi ni doctor, yani yuko vizuri yani. Sasa ina maana kama angekuwa na picha anapewa pesa kwa sababu ni female co-founder wa kwetu, alafu zile hela labda tunazila, ina maana tungeturn out her image, si ndio? Lakini she trusted us na aka accept your responsibility, aka execute, tukapata result. Na hata nafikiri at least hatuko pale si tunataka, lakini she is happy with the progress, sio? Na she is not part of our team, lakini anytime kuna issue hello
so Vani, nilikuwa nimesahau kujibu swali lako kuhusu female co-founders ambao tunao. So I just wanted to classify, sisi tuna ile core tulioanza kabisa, mimi na Elias, then we create a managerial team around it, ambao sasa hao ni secondary co-founders. Then we have that share thing. Mimi na Elias tunashare nyingi zaidi, hao waliokuja baadaye baada ya jasho na damu nyingi, so hao nje yake ndo kuna wanawake 2 na jamaa mmoja anayefanya application. So sisi kama Smadarasa, even the landscape ya sasa hivi, female movement na kila kitu, hata investors wenyewe wanauliza how many tumeapply to juzi, wanauliza the ratio ya female to male kwenye timu yako ikoje, how does that work? So ukiwa unafanya hiring, we try as much as we can uweze kupata a female candidate kwa sisi. Kwa hiyo lakini sasa unakuta kwenye ma 3D huko, kwenye manini ma 2D, very few females, kwa sababu hata ni kozi ambazo hata chuo hazipo, ni wale watu ambao wamejitoa nje ya system kujifunza hivi vitu. So unapata ugumu sana kwa watu technical lakini issue ya kuangalia female only ndo that only criteria ifanye mtu aingie kwenye kampuni itakupa wakati mgumu, kwa sababu ni kama mwanamke uoe mtu kwa sababu ni mwanamke tu uoe, she has to fall through a certain thing, na ndo hicho we had. So darasa tuna COO, her name is Rose, amefanya na experience ya kufanya kazi Project Inspire. She has been a STEM teacher. Yeye mwenyewe alikuwa na startup inaitwa SciTem kwa ajili ya mambo ya STEM mashuleni. So she has a very impressive background, na the fact kwamba ni female, it is an added advantage kwetu sisi na kwa yeye. Sasa the long term thing ni kuongea kwamba okay, this is madarasa. Sisi kama kawaida we term ourselves as a big company. This is where we are. This is where we want to go. Alikuja kwetu kama an intern, lakini right now we're working with her as part of the managerial team, na ni kwa sababu tu uwezo wake. Sasa uwezo wake na nini imemweka katika hiyo chance, na watu wakiondoka, don't worry, ni kama mahusiano. Mimi na treat hizi partnerships, kuna watu wengine watakuja, lakini you have to put really good structures. Kwa hiyo kama kwenye mtu ambaye ni co-founder wa Ligi, tunagawa shares, kuna process inaitwa vesting. Kwa sisi tunaoanza, vesting inafanya mtu analipwa shares kwa mwezi kama ambavyo angelipwa mshahara. Kwa hiyo ile kumpa mtu 40% upfront, ameingia amepewa 40% zote, badala ya kumpa zote unampa 5% leo, alafu hizo asilimia zobaki anazi earn kila mwezi kwa miaka let's say 2. Unaelewa eh? Kwa within time frame, asipofanya kazi let's say mwezi huu, tunaweka kabisa rules. Asipofanya kazi mwezi huu kuna penalty labda kwenye shares, atapata a fraction of the shares. Akiondoka, hata kama ulimwahidi 40%, anaweza akawa ameaccumulate 20%, lakini kazi alifanya. Kwa she has earned au he has earned zile shares. Haikuumizi wewe kwa sababu amekupa progress kwenye kampuni, lakini haimuumizi yeye kwa sababu amefanya kazi na anastahili zile shares. Kwa hiyo system I think itakusaidia when you are thinking kwa na co-founder mwingine na nini, lakini don't worry, hizo vitu vinatokea, ni kama heartbreaks za nani tu, tumeachwa sana mpaka tumeoa sasa hivi. Kwa hiyo it happened.
Oh, in addition nikupe niliandika Paul Graham essays, soma kuhusu how to get a co-founder, sababu I love the story ya Paul Graham. Ye baada ya kufanikiwa baada ya kufanikiwa kuuza software zake nyingi Silicon Valley, he actually was a genius coder. Kampuni aliyofanya kazi na mke wake wakaoana, alafu wakaanzisha Y Combinator. Kwa hiyo mtu na mke wake walianzisha Y Combinator. Hata leo nilikuwa na chat na nikawaambia kabisa kwamba if next time I start a company in the future, it's either be me and my wife if I want a female co-founder, otherwise not.
Okay. Hello everyone. My name is Kapwani Kabenuke. I'm the founder and currently the CEO of Moja Farm Organization. It's a humanitarian-based organization, so we deal with sustainable development goals. I have a dilemma, and it's unfortunate. It's very fortunate that I'm here today because this dilemma I've been thinking about the whole week. I think this is best suited for Adam and Justice, but the rest can also pitch in. So when I founded Moja Farm, I was in my second year university at Sauti Mwanza, pursuing my Bachelor of Law. And I had a team of 14 people who I really scouted effectively and properly, people who I know have a good heart. You know, it's different from other businesses when you have a humanitarian-based organization. You need people to have a heart of volunteerism, you know, that way. Not just thinking about the money, which of course does come in, but there's some people who are greedy. So after a while, we've been doing well, and then we graduated, ceremony, people got their certificates. I've never seen all my members attend the ceremony like they did the day of certificates because they just wanted to add that on their CVs. So after some time, I graduated last year, December, and now things are looking up. I've been hustling a lot, and Moja Farm is growing, which I'm really grateful for. And my members were silent throughout the growth. Like, I even told them, like, I had a whole group and asked, guys, I know you've graduated, but we're moving on. So if you'd like to move on with me, here's a new link to a new group. Please join it. None of them did. And I was like, wow,
okay, I'm alone in this. With my young sister who's like, you got this. And I'm like, yes, thank you so much. So we were 2 of us. Then we turned 3. This guy who just brought himself and said, I like what you do, didn't care about the pay. So we became 3 and then 4. So currently we're 5 in the team. And now that everything is going well, I received a call last week from one of the members saying, why don't we meet up? You've been so busy. I mean, we have to meet up and, work things out, have a meeting. Let's start afresh. And I'm in a dilemma thinking, do I really want to work with these people who left me high and dry when they saw things were not going well? And then now they are coming back. And I know, of course, I'm in need of a team, like team members, but I'm like, do I want to work with these people? Because they left me. And now that things are going well, they want to come back. And I recently made the decision to resign from my job because I wanted to focus on hearing you guys say that. I was like, okay, I'm not crazy. So people do that. And I'm like, oh, thank God. So yes, it's a scary thing, but I think I want to focus more on it and the fact that it is growing. But then I'm at a capacity because I don't have enough people. But then I'm thinking I don't want to get those people. And am I bad to think that because they betrayed me before? So that's my question.
Yeah, so for me, work hard to meet new people. If someone has a chance to work with you and he don't have that passions of working with you katika kipindi kigumu, why aje wakati huo ambapo ni wakati wa mavuno? So work hard to meet new people. And actually what I can say is alisema, not madam. I like calling people madam in education. Madam, alisema Gloria kwamba elewa mipango yako kwanza. Kama mwanzilishi, chukua ile jiwe lote liweke hapa. Alafu angalia unaweza kufanya nini na watu wachache. Mjigani hizo responsibility nini. Mkishakuwa 4 5, alafu ndo mpo katika mwanzo, kukatishana tamaa inashikaga nafasi kubwa. Lakini mkishakuwa watu wawili, if we are jumping to the water, tunaenda kwenye maji. If you keep us out, tukisurvive, basi. That is what happened kipindi tunaanzisha SmartLab. We started 4 guys, 1 drop along the way, another 1 come and drop our way, and now we remain 2. Imagine example, I can give you a small example. Imagine right now you have a master's, right, of engineering and technology from the best college in Korea, you see, in South Korea. And right now, someone tells you like a company which you have started, what they can afford to pay you is maybe $500. But there is a big company like Samsung, they offer you to pay maybe $100,000 per year for working with them. So other people, you say, they look at their future, where they come from, what is their family's background, and then they say no. They quit. And it's okay they quit. So you stick to the vision, as I said. You don't open the door again once they come, and you focus to meet new people. I'm sure you'll go. If anyone has to add, I'm sure you'll survive.
All right. Thank you for that, Paulie. And so the WhatsApp thing was a very smart move because you got the people you need, and that is 0. Maybe what do you do at Moja Farm?
So various projects we base on sustainable development goals, specifically reduction of poverty, economic growth, gender equality, and also reducing inequalities. So most of our projects, our specific target people is those who are overlooked, the vulnerable and marginalized people. So that's women and girls. We have the youth who we're trying to empower, and we also have disabled persons, the elderly, and the homeless and the street children. So we're trying to look at the people who are left behind. So we have various projects, for example, Smiles for Community, which is a donation drive. People who have clothes that they don't wear, they give us. So we give out to elders' homes, houses for children trafficking. People only know orphanages, but there's a lot of shelters for different sorts of people who need help. Then we have Binti Safi, which is another project that we do with
giving out sanitary pads to remote areas and education as well. So basically, our biggest goal is reduction of poverty. In what way? By equipping these people. So like economic growth, gender equality, those are the things that we do.
All right. So I wanted to understand that, and I don't want to give you a conclusion, but a food for thought. Because with what you're doing, I can say all you need is one person. So if you're a more business person, you need a more technical person who can design those programs, and think technically. And if you're a technical person, we just need a business wing for now, just one person. And from what I know, a type of programs like yours, when you are doing, let's say, people to donate clothes so that you can take them to a particular center, people call out for volunteers for a specific project, and people show up for that project because your friends are funny. Because I was asking what you're doing, because when you said you had 14 team members at the early stage, I was just trying to figure out what is it you're doing. And you're such a big company, because we are less people than what you started with.
We used to do we also do research. So like we don't just
What I'm trying to say is your hands are everywhere. That's the only problem. Your hands are everywhere. That's my perspective from the little information I know. It may not be the current situation, but what I can say is being in this game for this time is what people are looking to help you, maybe, or investors, to action. Start with something that is very key with Moja Farm. What, as a company, let's say if it's helping, let's say, individuals to have clothes when they don't have, do that for some time until it goes very well, then you go for another project. So you just need very small team, like 2 people and volunteers that can help you achieve that goal until we can do this sustainably, find one person to manage this, then move to another project. But when you have a lot, that's when you need 14 different people, and at the end of the day, it's too much disappointment. But it all falls down to your philosophy. My philosophy, even in dating, was I never go back to my ex. So I go to the next. So it also falls down to your philosophy.
Thank you very much, everyone. It has been a very informative session. For the interest of time, I know we have many questions. We are very happy to collect them for you. I believe Larry will be the right person to give the questions to. He will help us into channeling them to the right people. Thank you very much, our panelists. It has been, wow, very amazing. Round of applause to our panelists. Thank you very much.
Great. It's been amazing. I'm very sure kila mmoja wetu ametoka na kitu, sio? That's very good. Asante sana. Thank you to the panelists. It was a pleasure having you. Karibuni sana. As I mentioned when we began, is kila quarter tuna hizi events. Tunazo Founder2Founders, tunazo Corporate Unwind. Tutakuwa tunaendelea kushare the calendar with you guys, mili mwanze ku RSVP mapema. And then we have enough of these themes kama hizi for us guys to have a free platform kama hivi tulivyoongea leo. I'm very sure you're happy to even, the panelists are happy even to share this. And you guys are happy to hear this. Kwa sababu kama I heard the lady correct, amesema she thought alikuwa mwenyewe kwenye shida anayopitia, but now ameisikia, but it's very good. So thank you guys. We'll keep sharing information kwenye email zetu. But in the meantime, we have a little bit of snacks you can have wakati tunaendelea ku network. This is SAG. SAG, Smart Africa Group, has 5 subsidiaries. We have SmartLab, me, and then we have Smart Course, the guys that do everything around marketing. Alafu tuna Smart Foundry, these are the product guys. Kama watu wanafahamu M-Pesa, wangapi wanajua M-Pesa? So we need more guys to understand about M-Pesa. So by then tulikuwa tuna platform ya magazeti, ambayo ni digital platform. Sasa hivi inaitwa Reefly. So if you can scan that, you can be able to see it. Bwana Joe. Yes, tunaye kuwetu hapa ambaye ndo anahusika na Reefly. You can scan that barcode pia ukaanza kupata the use of your newspaper digitally, ukapata information. Then we have Smart Studio.
For those guys who have been with us for a while, wanajua the people who tell our stories of that much. Well, these guys, the guys who wanaofanya we look good in the media, by the way. Bwana Waisa Kule, thank you. Those guys are very good at what they do. They tell stories. So if you need any service around photography, videography, TVCs, anything, jingles, I know you guys have kila mtu anatafuta a way to tell the story of what you're doing. Karibuni sana Smart Studio. And yes, that is Smartnology. Smartnology, these are the technology. Our trendsetters.
Yeah, our job is to disrupt the market with net seen before products. Sorry, right?
Yeah, elevator pitch. Mzuri sana. Okay, karibuni sana Smart Studio Group. We are really happy to have you here. Tunaendelea kupost most of these events. We'll always keep you notified. Thank you. Thanks. By the way, mlisikia Edwin Bruno, naomba tu nitambulishe CEO wa Smart Africa Group yuko na sisi. Thank you guys.